Hello, friends. Welcome back to Sunday Whispers. The Sunday's episode is entitled Whispers of Beatitudes. Who's on the driver's seat? Written by Rodley. Today's Bible Whisper is taken from Matthew chapter 5, verse 6. It says, "Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled." What is it that drives your life? What are you hungry and thirsty for? Are you craving for the temporal and perishable goods this world has to offer? The nutritionists will tell us that we are what we eat. But scientifically and medically speaking, what we are is what we eat. For what we take into our body and inwardly digest, it becomes part of us. We drink water for many reasons, although for the most part our body is made up of water. We are what we eat and drink. But sadly, many see this only in the natural aspect, but fail to see it within the spiritual realm. Triggered by our modern media, both young and old alike feed continually upon violent and lustful materials, or are driven by materialism, money, and perverted lifestyles. Eventually, those things that they feed on will personify them and will become those things. Proverbs 23:7 says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he." The things you think, you become. The things you inwardly digest, you personify them. It is common these days to hear of an ambitious person as being hungry to accomplish significant things. This also applies to athletes who want to make it to the professional leagues, to singers and actors who want to hit the limelight and become the American Idol, and to business persons who strive to become CEO or president of a major corporation. But let's turn on the other side of the coin. In our text for today's Sunday Whisper, Jesus made it clear that God's kingdom and His righteousness are the very top priorities of life. He told the anxious crowd to seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6:33. In other words, they shall be filled if they only do so. Obviously, the world does not have righteousness as its top priority. Righteousness means to them as morally correct behavior or thinking, but the word itself has been watered down by humanistic values and principles. We are left with a few good men and women today who hunger for God's righteousness and will do whatever it takes to stand for what is biblically right or correct. The writers of the Bible frequently employ the imagery of hunger and especially thirst to illustrate an ardent desire, particularly for the things of God. The psalmist describes himself as one who from the very depths of his innermost being has a driving need to satisfy his desire for God. As the hart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. My soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? Psalm chapter 42, verses 1 to 2. O God, thou art my God. Early will I seek thee. My soul thirsteth for thee. My flesh longeth for thee in a dry and thirsty land where no water is. Psalm 63, verse 1. This hungering and thirsting should be a continuous state, whereas our life should be one as pursuing holiness, going into perfection, or growing in the grace and the knowledge of Jesus Christ. What's the driving force? behind the things you do. If God's righteousness is on the driver's seat, rest assured you will be a blessed person. Let us conclude today's Sunday Whispers with this quote by Vance Havner that says, "Men love everything but righteousness and fear everything but God." Thank you for joining us. We hope you have found wisdom and inspiration in today's Sunday Whispers. Have a blessed Sunday. Until then.